Hello friends, welcome to Simple Technical Solutions. I am Sunrit Hazra. Today I am going to show you how to use the Array Modifier in Blender. In Blender, Array Modifier lets us create repeated patterns and structures with ease. Along with this, we can manage the properties of the array function. So let's get started. So first I will open up Blender, and in Blender I have only the cube around. So I am going to apply the array modifier on this cube. So for applying array modifier, we simply need to select the cube or select the mesh, and after selecting the mesh we have to go to the modifier in the properties. So in modifiers we have to simply go to add modifier, and then we have to type in array, and then we are started with adding the array modifier. Now it has three main types of operation, that is fixed count, fit length and fit curve. We will cover up each of these one by one. First let's go with fixed count. In this fit type we can place objects based on the count. So currently by default we are having 2 counts. We can increase the count by dragging it to the right side. So that's how it works. You might have noticed there is no gap between these cubes. So if you change the offset of any axis, then you can see the changes in their gaps. There are 3 main types of offsets, that are relative offset, constant offset and object offset. First let's cover up relative offset. Relative offset is the default type of offset. It duplicates the object based on its own dimensions. You can adjust the x, y and z values to control the distance between each duplicate relative to the object size. We can give a value to the x-axis, let's say 2. Now we can also do the same with the other axes, like the y-axis and the z-axis. So if you make it all one like this, then something like this is formed. And now I will go to constant offset. So let's close this, and this is the constant offset. In order to use it, you simply need to toggle it on. This type allows you to set a fixed distance between duplicates regardless of the object size. You specify the exact distance along the x, y and z axis. Now next is the object offset. With this offset, you can use another object in your scene to control the transformation of the duplicates. The duplicates follow the transformation of the chosen offset object, allowing for more complex and creative patterns. Now next let's go to fit type, fit length. In Blender's array modifier, the fit length option controls how many copies of an object are created along a specific length or distance, like this. It allows you to fit a number of duplicates into a predefined space. In our length, our predefined space is of, let's say, 15 meter. So within that 15 meter, our relative offset will work, and beyond that it will not. And I've shown you with only x-axis. The same thing applies with the y and the z-axis. So if you say how fit length works, we can say that when you select fit length in the array modifier, you specify a distance, and here we have the 15 meter distance in Blender units. The array modifier then creates as many duplicates as necessary to fill that length, and it will not go beyond that. It will adjust the count automatically based on the object size and the offset settings. So you do not need to specify the count in here. In these two, like the previous one, there is relative offset, constant offset and object offset with the same type of functions. So I will just simply skip those. So now let's go to fit curve. The fit curve option in Blender's Array Modifier allows you to duplicate an object along the length of a curve, adjusting the number of duplicates automatically to match the curve's length. By curve, I refer to this curve that we can add in the 3D viewpoint. For this fit curve, we simply need to select the curve for the operation. And for the curve, we have to add it by pressing Shift A. And now let's add here a circle. And now I will scale it up. Now this curve that we will be using, this curve defines the path and the length along which the duplicates will be generated. So let's select the cube, and now I will select the eyedropper tool and I will just apply it to the circle. You have to also adjust the offset for this, but we see that the cube is not following the circle path. So in order to make it follow the path, you have to add a curve modifier, and for that we have to add it to the circle one, and then we have to adjust the array modifier with it like this. So how does fit curve actually work? So if you see, for the curve selection, when you choose the fit curve option, you must specify a curve object from your scene. This curve defines the path and the length along which the duplicates will be generated, like we have done in here. Now if we talk about the automatic adjustment, the Blender calculates the number of duplicates needed to fill the entire length of the selected curve based on the object size and the offset settings. The duplicates will be evenly spaced along the curve, automatically adjusting their count to match the curve's total length. When I was only selecting the array modifier, at that time there was no change to the cube. But if it really had some change, it would be of the length. But for the curve, we have to actually add the curve modifier. Now next, if we talk about the dynamic updates, if you modify the curve's length or shape, Blender will dynamically update the number of duplicates and their positions to ensure they continue to fit the curve perfectly. Similarly, here too, the relative, constant and object offset have the same operations as in fixed count and in fit length. So I will just simply skip those part. So that was all for today. Hope you like this video and learned something new. Thanks for watching.